Okay, this is Mrs. Nell again, and today is our last review of polynomials, and then we're going to start in next week, or the next time anyway, on something new with polynomials, but using all of the old tricks that we've already learned and that we've been reviewing this week. I want to remind you once again, please only do the problems that you see on the video or you hear me tell you to do. You need to have your headphones in and ready to go. All right, so remember when we had those exponent laws, and we're going to start out with 36 to the fifth, or x to the fifth power, divided by 4x to the third power. And I like to rewrite this so that you see here I have 36 over 4 times x to the fifth over x to the third power. The reason I like to rewrite that is because now I can see that I have 36 divided by 4, and that's 9. I can easily see that. And I want to remind you that the quotient rule is if the bases are the same. This time you're going to write down the base and subtract the exponents. Okay? So here our bases are the same, and so I'm going to do write down the base of x and do 5 minus 3. So now I have 9 times x to the second power. Okay? So now let's look at number 2. And number 2 looks very similar to number 1. And I'm separating them, so I have 18 over 6 times y to the third power divided by y to the seventh power. And 18 divided by 6 is 3, and y, write down the base y to the 3 minus 7 power. Well, when I take 3 minus 7, I get a negative 4. All right, so now remember that a lot of the directions are going to say write with a positive exponent. And so you can't write that with a positive exponent unless you do a little trickery here. Not really trickery, but what we're going to do is we're going to take the reciprocal of x and raise it to the positive fourth power. Only the x, because the x is the only thing being raised to that negative exponent. So now, okay, I have 3, and then that x is going to the denominator, and it's going to be raised to a positive fourth power. So I have 3 over x to the fourth power. All right, this is number 3. I want you to take a few moments, pause the video, and do number 3, please. Did you get 5c to the third power over 6a? All right, so let's do another one. This is problem number 7. Problem number 7. Okay, so now look at what I have here. I have here 12x to the third power plus 15x. That whole entire thing, because my division bar is on the whole, is underneath of the whole entire binomial. So that means that whole quantity is divided by 3x squared. So that means that I have 2 terms that I have to divide by. All right, I have to divide 12x cubed by 3x squared, and 15x by 3x squared. So I can rewrite it like this. All right, so now I know that I have here 12 divided by 3, which is 4, and x to the third power divided by x to the second power, which is x to the 3 minus 2. 15 divided by 3 is 5, and x to the first power divided by x to the second power, which is x to the 1 minus 2. And when I get that, I get 4x plus 5x to the negative first power. All right, once again, I don't want to have that negative exponent. So what is being raised to the negative exponent? Well, just the x. So the reciprocal of x over 1 is going to be 1 over x, and this time it's going to be to the positive first power. So I'm going to have 4x plus 5, because remember 5 stays in the numerator because it is attached by multiplication. It's actually not being raised to the negative exponent, divided by x. Okay, this is problem number 10. Problem number 10 is a trinomial divided by a monomial. And so that means, you got it, 8a cubed is divided by a, negative 2a squared is divided by a, and 5a is divided by a. All right, so now I'm going to take each one, and there's nothing to divide my coefficients by, so I have here 8, and then I'm going to have a to the 3 minus 1 is 8a squared, so 8a squared, and a negative 2a squared divided by a is going to be negative 2, and 2 minus 1 is 1, so negative 2a, and 5a to the first power and a to the first power divided by a to the first power, so it's going to be a to the 1 minus 1, so a to the 0, which means that it's going to go away because anything to the 0 power is 1, all right, which is another exponent law. So here we go. 8a squared minus 2a plus 5. And I might be going a little fast, but remember that this is review. All right, one last problem. Well, at least one more of these. So now I have 6a squared b minus 12ab squared. The whole thing is over negative 2ab. So I'm dividing everything by negative 2ab. All right, so now I have here 6 divided by negative 2, which is going to be what? Negative 3. A squared divided by a is going to be a. B divided by b is going to be b, or 1, which is not going to be there. Negative 12 divided by negative 2 is 6. A divided by a is going to go away. B squared divided by b is going to be b. And so I have negative 3a plus 6b. All right, so I want you to do these 4 practice problems before you come to school or before the next class, and they are actually problem number 3, problem number 5, problem number 6. Oh, you already did 3, so problem number 5, problem number 6, problem number 9, and problem number 12. All right, that's 5, 6, 9, and 12. You need to complete them before you turn in your notes for this. Okay, so make sure you do these 4 problems. All right, remember, reviewing is going to be stopping, and we're going to do a brand new concept next week or next time.